Say it. Hello, welcome everybody. Let's namaste. Welcome. We're here at the Senior Seekers Activity Center. We have Kathy, Jerry, Richard, Paula, Carrie, Anna, Connie, and Evelyn. A lot of people here today. So exciting.
And Monday too.
Oh yeah, and Monday we had a lot of people too. So anybody wants to come and join now that it's getting warmer, you get a welcome upstairs to yoga up here at the Senior Center. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna come into our chair. Make sure that you're comfortable there at home. We have our knees hip width distance apart if we can, if that's possible. If not, welcome shoulder width distance apart. So whatever is most comfortable for you. We're having the toes point forward. My knees and ankles are aligned. Let's go ahead and start off with our chin mudra. So this is thumb tip to index fingertip, and then the palms are gonna face up. The 3 fingers are going to extend in a relaxed position on the lap. Now let's go ahead and draw the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Inhale. And exhale, just release. Let's do this one more time. Inhale. And exhale, letting go. Now just relax the shoulders, maybe soften the eyes, or bring a drishti point in front of you at the horizon, and you're just gonna breathe in and out of the nose now. Now as you breathe in and out of the nose, you might start imagining the inhale coming from the crown of the head, moving through the center of the body, all the way to the base of your spine or where you seat at the chair. And then exhale, you're bringing that energy back up through the center of the body, all the way through the crown. So the inhale moves down through the center. And the exhale moves back up through center. Let's go ahead and do this a few more times. We feel lengthened, starting to feel centered here with our breathing. Now, as we keep this breath moving through the center of our body, let's bring in the words, my body is a safe place to reside in. My body is a safe place to reside in. My body is a safe place to reside in. And you could always bring in the words, I belong, as we move through practice. Let's go ahead and exhale. We're going to release our mudra, releasing the mantra. You could open the eyes here. We're going to inhale, bring those arms all the way up, reaching up. Maybe we bring the gaze up as we shrug those shoulders up. Let's go ahead and exhale into our forward fold. So we're just coming forward over the lap, releasing down. And then let's inhale, root to rise, coming all the way back up. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. All right, give me one moment. I'm just gonna sit back.
Is anybody else hot?
It is a little warm, but they usually have that air conditioning blowing pretty good. If you want to, that's the only fan.
Well, I wanted to
grab that fan and bring it towards you.
To ask. Yeah. Okay.
I'm actually feeling perfect. I'm not hot or cold yet. All right. So once we find our seat, find our grounding again. I'm coming a little bit forward because that helps me ground my feet. Make sure that though you can't tip out of the seat. You don't want to fall out or have that thing moving on you. So let's go ahead and inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, we're gonna bring one arm down. You can grab stool or seat here. It also helps as you move over to that side, keep both feet grounded, both glutes grounded, and this arm can help prop you up a little bit as you stretch to that side. Let's find an inhale where we bring both arms up. Exhale, other side comes down, and you're gonna reach to that side, find another breath. And then on the inhale, we're gonna take it up nice and slow. So let's go ahead and move into a one breath. So it's maybe an exhale or an inhale as we move to the side. I'm gonna use an inhale through center right now. And then exhale to the other side, but it's okay if you're using just the opposite. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring it all the way up and over. And we're gonna exhale, warrior two arms. Finding our twist. Inhale, let's take it back up through center. And exhale, warrior two arm twist the opposite way. Inhale, let's take it up. And exhale, bring those hands behind our head. As we bring them behind the head, you're trying to cup the back of the head, press the back of the head into the hands that are interlaced. Elbows are nice and open. Try to relax your shoulders. Let's press down back through the soles of the feet. Now from the hips, hinging, drawing those abs in, we're gonna hinge forward, keeping that flat back. As we inhale, come back up from that hinge and twist. Exhale, let's come forward, hinging, strengthen those legs by pressing down. Inhale, take it back up and twist the opposite way. We'll do this again. Exhale, hinging forward. And inhale, twist. Last one. Exhale, hinging forward. And inhale, twist. Let's exhale, unwind as we're sitting. And we're going to inhale to the side now. And exhale, bring it back to center. Let's inhale to the other side. Exhale, center. Last set. And let's find that. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. Now as we exhale, let's go ahead and bring chin down into chest. Keep those shoulders relaxed, but bring those elbows forward. Let us stretch through the neck space. So hopefully the abs are tucked in. You're lengthening through the back. Shoulders are relaxed with that length. And the neck is the one rounding and hinging as we bring chin into chest. On an inhale, let's find expansion through the chest, shoulders, and gaze. And on the exhale, we're bringing it back down, chin into chest. Inhale, let's open up. And exhale. We have two more. Find expansion on your inhales. And on the exhales, drawing back down. I believe this is the last one. And let's exhale, chin into chest. As you do, release those hands all the way down to your knees. From your knees, relax those shoulders, relax the arms. We're gonna find an exhale to begin with in cat. So navel to spine, chin into chest, really press through the back, back towards the chair. As you're coming on an inhale, cow, you're gonna tilt the hips forward. You're gonna expand through the abs and arch through the back the opposite way. And let's take it back to our cat. Let's breathe through this here. Trying to find nice deep breaths. Two more. Last one. And let's exhale. Inhale, root to rise, just lifting all the way back up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it back up and over. Exhale into our forward fold. From forward fold, inhale through a flat back, lifting all the way up. Let's extend through a foot and leg. Exhale, release back into forward fold. Inhale, take it back up, root to rise, extend through the opposite leg and heel. Exhale, let's move back into forward fold. Inhale, as we take it up, let's point the toes now. So extend and point. Exhale, let's bring it back into forward fold. Inhale, let's point the toes on the opposite side. Let's exhale, just release the legs, release the arms. And let's sit it all the way back. We're gonna come into chair ups. So I call them chair ups because we lift from the chair up. All right, So let's find knee ankles here and maybe grab the sides of the chair. That's always a help. I'm all the way back. Let's exhale, hinge forward. And then inhale, press into the chair and lift up. Now I still have my hands on that chair, so I'm only lifted as high as I can touch my chair. I'm lengthening from tail to crown. My toes are rising up. I'm gonna check my knees just to make sure they're not surpassing and way beyond my toes. And then let's go ahead and just exhale, sit it back down. Let's inhale and just extend through those heels. And then find plantar flexion, I said it right. And then let's go ahead and move, circumduct through the ankles by moving the feet in circles. And then the opposite direction as well. And hopefully still taking deep breaths as we come back into dorsiflexion. Release, soften down. We're gonna hinge forward. And then inhale, press into that seat, lifting again. This time, let's see if we can pull one heel up. Just one heel comes up, and then release it down. Let's come up to the other side. Opposite heel lifts, and then releases. Let's take it all the way back to the chair. Inhale, this time both arms and legs are going to extend up. Let's exhale, point those toes. Let's bring those hands, arms down. But as we do, let's roll the shoulders back. Let's plant the palms as if we're pressing down into the earth plane. Let's then find dorsiflexion with the toes as if we want to bring them towards the shins. So now we have extending all the way through the legs and heels. Our shoulders are rolled back. We're pressing down into the earth. And then draw the navel in. Look forward, somewhere's at neutral. And let's find just 2 breaths here. One more breath in our staff pose. And exhale, soften and release. We are gonna come back to that chair, so hang on to the chair. Hinge forward, inhale, bring it up. Now this time as we bring it up, let's see if we can bring hands on top of those knees or on top of the quads. Let's then gently start to press our way up, taking our time. Just starting to slowly press up and then inhale. Let's take it all the way up. And exhale, we're gonna hinge back, take the arms back. You wanna feel to that chair again. So here you touch the chair. And let's go ahead and slowly release down. So we're looking to release nice and slow. Let's inhale, bring it up. Exhale, release down, hinging forward. Inhale, lifting glutes. Pause there. Still have hands on chair. You're just taking a breath. And then from there, you can bring hands in front, right above the knees, on top of those quads, and slowly hinging up. We're taking our time, nice and slow. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, this time, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it up. And exhale, we're going to slowly come back down into that chair. So slow motion brings you back to fingers to the chair. Maybe you pause there for 1 breath. And then slowly release the rest of the way down. All right, let's inhale, bring it up. Now as we have it up, let's exhale, find a twist. Warrior 2 twist here. Inhale, let's take it up. Strong legs. Exhale, warrior 2 twist the other way. Inhale, take it up. And exhale, release. Let's release those legs. All right, let's take it wide here. And as we take it wide, we're gonna come back to the chair ups, but they're wide chair ups now. So a lot of legs today. We're gonna just bring the hands right in front if you can. Knees point the same direction as your second, third toe, knee ankle alignment. We're gonna just hinge forward, hinge those elbows. Keep the back flat, but let's press into that chair. We find some lifting here. You could keep those hands right there. You should still feel those toes lifting up. And in fact, if you don't, let's plant the balls of the feet, plant the heels, but let's lift all 10 toes if we can. So you're just working on lifting those toes where you're here, feeling those inner thighs engage and the backs of the legs. Let's go ahead and release the toes and release our chair. So release our glutes back down into the chair and inhale. Let's take the arms up Let's exhale, take the arms open, T-pose, palms up, and then pull those thumbs back. Now pause there, draw the abs in, and let's just lift one leg, point the toes. From there, flip the palms down, and we're gonna look over the opposite way that we are not pointing our toes. So the bent knee side, 2 breaths. After the second breath, bring it back to neutral. Let's release. Let's bring our hands back to center. Inhale, you're gonna hinge forward and lift the glutes up. This time with the toes, we're gonna try and grab that pencil. So you're squeezing those toes, rounding them in. You're feeling that arch pull in and up the leg, and the inner thighs are engaged again. Let's go ahead and release those toes. Maybe even spread through the toes wide here as we get them back to grounded. Take one more breath, and let's exhale, release down. Inhale, let's bring it up. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it up. Exhale, warrior 2, arms with palms facing up. Inhale, take the thumbs back. And exhale, you're gonna flip the palms back down, extend through the opposite leg. As you extend through that opposite leg, take the gaze over the other side. 2 breaths. Release the leg, release the arms. Let's go ahead and take hands to the back of the chair, arm towards the back, pointing the toes, dorsiflex the feet, bring it together in center. You don't necessarily have to squeeze them all the way, but you can keep them hip width distance apart here, or you can squeeze them all the way. Let's inhale, reopen. Straddle pose. Exhale, we're gonna point those toes, bring it back to close or close to. Inhale, open. Let's come back to dorsiflexion. Exhale, bring it back to close. And inhale, open. Let's go ahead and release the feet again. As we release the feet, we're just finding that alignment. Hands forward, hinge forward, press up into the hands. Now let's lift a heel. So just one heel lifts. Maybe take a breath, keep the shoulders back, keep the arms lengthened, release the heel. Let's go ahead and lift the opposite heel. Make sure you're taking that big breath and then releasing that heel. Let's see if we can lift both heels. Take a breath, releasing the breath, releasing those heels, and let's release the glutes back down. Hands come to the back part of the chair. Let's just point the toes, find our straddle pose. And again, let's move through our foot. So I'm circumducting my ankle by just making big circles with my foot. And then making circles with my foot the other way. And let's release down. All right, bring it back forward again, hinging forward. Inhale, lift it up. This time, we're gonna go ahead and skate the knee over towards the toes. It never really surpasses the toes, but it moves towards the toes, and you feel it. And then you're gonna come back through center. You're gonna look to the opposite side. You're just gonna bring that knee towards the toes. It doesn't come all the way past or anything, but enough motion. Let's bring it back to center. Let's lift all 10 toes again. So ball the feet are grounded, heel is grounded, toes are lifted, and then release the toes. Let's release the glutes. From that point, let's bring it up to warrior 2 arms. And we're gonna exhale, sweep one arm palm up, let it come down, flip the other palm, let it come all the way overhead. Then let's release it, forward, down, shoulder and back moves with it. And then we're gonna take that arm, see if we can bring it back up, over, just finding a nice slow range of motion as we bring it back down. We'll do this 2 more times. Just trying to open up through our back, through our side body. Maybe using the breath. I like to inhale as I expand and open upwards, and I like to exhale as I release forward and down. Let's find one more here. And exhale. Now as we come back to warrior two arm with that side, pause there. Let's press into that arm. Inhale, let's bring both arms rising up. Exhale, warrior two arms. Let's flip the palms up again. Inhale, bring it up. And this time, flip the palms forward. Exhale, we're just gonna move into a moonflower. So moonflower moves those elbows all the way down into the rib cage. Palms are still forward, still hinged, but we're pulling in at the rib cage. Navel draws in. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring it back up and over. Exhale, back into our moonflowers. Those elbows pull in. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring it back up. We're gonna take a sunflower now. So just a big exhale circle here. You can stay seated up. The next option I'll show you is a hinge forward with still keeping the flat back. Inhale as we rise up, and the exhale if you would like to, hinge forward. Big circle. Inhale, let's take it back up. Let's exhale, palms come together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it up. And exhale, warrior two arms. Now as we warrior two arms here again, we're gonna think of the other side. So sweep that other side, palm up, forearm comes down, and let's take that other palm up and then sweep it all the way overhead. Take a breath here, maybe stabilize. And when you're ready, let's exhale, sweep that arm forward and down. The inhale, you can watch the arm. You are trying to find range of motion here. So take it nice and slow as you stretch. Feel free to stop at any part of this process and maybe just sit there for a breath if that feels good, or continue to move with me. So whichever feels best for the body right now. We have two more big circles. Make sure that we're breathing through this, that we're not holding the breath. That way we're not holding any tension. We're trying to bring space into the body here. And this is our last one. Let's release hand over to the knee this time, other hand on knee. And we're gonna try and sweep with a flat back, like a pendulum, from one knee here, heart knee alignment, to the opposite heart knee alignment. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. We're just letting the heart glide face forward towards the knee or towards the earth plane. That way shoulders are side by side as we glide from knee to knee. And you're keeping length in the back. So let's stop here in center. While we have those hands pressed right above the knee, elbows out, let's find an inhale and round into our cat. It feels very different. Let's exhale back into a nice flat back where the shoulders relax and the hands and arms are pressing into the knees. Let's inhale again, finding that rounding. And exhale, releasing back to a flat back. This time, let's inhale the flat back and exhale into rounding. Inhale, coming into that nice flat back. Expansion breath, and then the exhale, squeeze it all out and round. Inhale, coming back forward to a flat back. And let's exhale, press our way back up. From here, let's bring our hands in front, hinge forward. Lift the glutes. From there, see if you can bring one hand to a knee and then the other hand to a knee. And then slowly see if we can press our way all the way back up. So lifting all the way up here. Now while we're here, let's see if we can grab one hand around the wrist, stabilize into the feet, so maybe soften the knees and just gently pull to one side. Let's inhale, bring it back to center, releasing that hand and bringing the other hand wrapping around the wrist. And it's just a gentle pull to the side here with soft knees. This is a lot of balance. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring it back to center, and exhale, release. Now as we exhale, release, let's take heel toes and let's see if we can walk them back in. We are going to come to our chair. Now for those of us that want to stay seated in the chair, I'm trying an option with having our spiky ball. So if you're seated in your chair, what it looks like really quick is you're going to have one hand here The other hand maybe rests right there, but you're going to move that spiky ball all under that foot. Now for us, standing up, we're literally gonna do the same thing, but it's a little more difficult. So I'm gonna have the side of the chair. The closest leg to the chair for support is my soft knee. The other foot's gonna come up on top. Now with this, let's go ahead and bring hand to hip. We're just going to start with a little bit of pressure, trying to find balance. So maybe you find that drishti point right in front of you. From hand to hip, let's pause for a moment and bring it right to center as if we were having prayer hands, but just one side. And then start with the foot again. You're looking to keep that posture throughout the back, so that alignment. And then you're still breathing as you move through the foot. Any pressure is welcome right now. So whatever feels good, whether it's feathering, light, medium, or a little bit harder, you're just moving through the foot here while keeping balance. Take a nice deep breath. You're gonna release that. Let's go ahead and move the ball to the side because we know which leg we did. So keep that same leg soft, the working leg that we just had the ball from. We're gonna extend forward through a dorsiflex foot. So my foot is hovering above. Let's go ahead and continue to hover as we bring it back underneath, but extend out to the side now. You're just taking a breath, bringing it back to hover again. Let's extend back. Now as we extend back, I want length in the knee, so we're drawing in, you're engaging that glute. If you need to, hinge slightly forward so you're not hurting the low back. Let's then move it back forward here, hovering over. We're gonna do it one more time. Dorsiflex is forward, extending through the heel, and then bring it back to neutral, still hovering out to the side now. And let's take it back and hover it back. And you're just taking a breath. Let's release that. A lot of work on this side, so maybe take a moment to walk it out. And in fact, we're gonna take it to our downward facing dog because I need to even walk that out. So let's find our hip width distance apart. Hands on a chair, hands on a wall, whatever is your preference. You're gonna simply baby step it back, soften those knees, pull the hip creases back, release the head between the arms. Make sure those ears just line up with that upper top bicep muscle. Maybe draw the chin in. And then think of the navel drawing in as you pull back through those heels. Maybe rise the toes here. Keep those knees soft. Engaging, drawing back towards your heels, towards your glutes. As if somebody is pulling those hip creases back. Stretching and lengthening through that low back. One more breath. And let's exhale. You're going to soften back to toes on the ground, knees soft. Let's walk it forward. I'm going to bring that chair to the other side because we do want to use this opposite leg. And I'm going to move all my toys. All right. Coming back to that spiky ball. So the hand closest here, that's the leg that's going to soften. You want to keep a soft knee. You want to draw those abs in, roll those shoulders back. Maybe you find your hand here, or here, or here, wherever it's best. You're gonna bring up that foot. Let's bring it on top of that ball. From there, find your drishti point. Keep that other knee soft, and try to move through the foot. You're moving that ball all the way through the foot. And you don't have to find any particular direction or pattern. But make sure you're taking those deep breaths, that you're finding this posture is mostly relaxed, except the leg that is working, of course. And you're finding that balance as well, as you balance on that one leg. Let's find one more breath here. And you can move that ball now to the side. And you're coming back to soft knees for a moment. So remember, we're gonna do more work on this side. And this other side is actually the one that does the movement. So from here, I'm leaning back over to that side just a little bit, enough to soften my knee. Let's extend through the heel forward. So having dorsiflexion, taking a breath, and then we're gonna hover right underneath us. And then let's inhale out to the side. And it's each time, it's just a breath, and then taking it back to hovering here. And we're gonna extend back. Remember to not try to arch the low back, but to squeeze that glute, squeeze the leg, draw the navel in, maybe hinge forward. Bring it back to hover. We have one more time. So I'm bringing it back forward, dorsiflexion here, extending through the heel forward, lengthening leg, coming back to hover, only to bring it out to the side. And slowly back. I know this takes a lot of leg work, extending back. And let's gently release that back down. All right. While we're here, let's take our chair in front of us again. And we're going to come to hip width distance apart. I'm going to hang on to the chair. We're just going to exhale, hinge back like chair pose. You're checking in those knees and toes aren't, or knees aren't surpassing toes. Now when we extend, I'm not going to extend and come to straight. You see my knees straighten. Let's come to a softness in the knees. This really works our legs. So from here, we're going to do just 4 of them. We're going to exhale, sit it down, and the inhale, that partial extension. Allow a full inhale though. Exhale, you're going to sit it back and down, hinging back. Inhale, rising up. 2 more. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, take it back. Inhale, rise up. Pausing there, you can lengthen through the legs now. Let's take it out wide. So wide is just slightly wide. Now with my toes, I don't want them pointing straight forward because my knees aren't going to come straight forward with this wide stance. They're going to point out to the side diagonal like we do when we're sitting in the chair. So remember, you could do this also in the chair with chair ups. We're going to exhale, bring the glutes back. And maybe you look at the knees, they're pointing towards the toes. And then we're going to inhale, bring it up. This one, you could go ahead and straighten and really pull those inner thighs together, really engage above the knees. So we're pulling in. And then let's exhale, bring it back. And inhale, take it up. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. So 1 more or 2 more. I'm going to take one arm and just extend forward, a little bit more balance here. Drawing up, bring that arm down. I'm going to take it to the other arm. So it's a little bit more balance as I extend forward and bring it back up. All right, let's take it together. We're still going to keep those feet out, but what it looks like here, my heels are touching, and right now my knees are soft, but when we take it down to whatever your length coming down is, when you come up, I want you to squeeze and zip it up just as much as you can. Squeeze those glutes behind you. So that's what it looks like. All right, so coming back down, you can hinge back, knees are out to the side. And then when you come back up, remember to squeeze, lift those glutes up by squeezing. And let's take it back down. We only have 2 more. Inhale, you're gonna lengthen and squeeze. And exhale, last one. I want you to stay in this one for a moment though. So when you lengthen back up, squeeze. Now from the squeeze, see if you can lift those heels. So you're still squeezing, heels lift. And then release the heels. We'll do that 3 more times. We're gonna squeeze and lift those heels and release. 2 more. Inhale, squeeze and lift. And exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, squeeze and lift. And exhale, release. Now let's move the toes coming forward. So now we're doing just the opposite option. My big toes are going to touch, my heels are going to be out. You can still use the wall or the chair for balance. So with this, we're just going to lift heels. Now with this one, since we're going to do 4, I'm going to use my arms. So let's inhale, Maybe if it's up to you, you could bring one arm up as you lift the heels and exhale, bring it down. You could also just keep hands on chair. Inhale, other side, and exhale, release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, I'm gonna pull that apart. Now we're gonna just have toes pointing forward. So just regular heel lifts. We are gonna do 4 of them. I'm gonna stretch my one arm all the way up with this one instead of just straight forward. So let's go ahead and lift up. Remember, these are all options. They're just nice add-ons for a little more stretch, a little more balance, a little more work. And let's exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Think of stretching through that whole side body if you're with me on the lifting of the limb. And exhale. So while we do this, let's take it one more time. And with this one, we're going to exhale, keep that arm up, hang on to the other chair, and just bring those hip creases back. Now, release down as you come back up. Let's go ahead and lift one more time up. Opposite hand, opposite arm, we have to do the other side. Keep that arm up, but exhale, hinge it back. Come into that chair pose. And then let's inhale, take that arm down as we lengthen back up. All right, from there, let's take it back to our chair. A lot of leg work here. So let's grab a belt. We want to stretch and open and maybe even move slow with intention here. So let's have belt, towel, tie, whatever you have at home. Coming around the foot. I like to come about the balls of the feet, sometimes about where the arch is as well. Is a comfortable spot to keep my feet dorsiflexed as I move into this. I like to wrap my hand because I get death grip. So from here, we're gonna sit up nice and tall. I'm gonna take that same side hand, I'm gonna pull that elbow in. I'm gonna let that palm be facing up as I grip because I wanna open up and still use also my body. So let's take that other hand to the leg that is not moving and stabilizing. That other arm, we come up. Remember, we want a softness in the knee. So keep that micro bend and you're gonna open out to the side. That elbow is tucked into your rib cage. Let's exhale, bring it back forward. We'll do this 3 more times, nice and slow. It's an inhale, open wide, and an exhale, bring it back. Inhale. Try to find expansion through your posture, and exhale, squeezing in at center. Last one, inhale, expand, and exhale, squeezing into center. You're just going to release, relax that leg. We're going to take it over to the other side. And we might get up out of the chair for one more movement since we're opening and trying to stretch a little bit more here. All right, so same side hand is to leg. We just move to the other side. Other hand stabilizes on top of that leg. You have dorsiflexion, but you have a softness in the knee. If you have elbow out, let's pull it in. I like to have my palm up here in that fist place and then start to open up here. Knee is soft. Exhale, bring it back. And you're just gonna take your time with the breath. Try to find a nice expansion. And the exhale, drawing in and a contraction. We have 2 more. And the exhale, bringing it back in. Last one. And exhale, bring it back in. All right, let's release. And I did make a promise just a second ago. Don't worry, it's just one last exercise out of the chair. If you're in the chair and you could cross your legs, you can do it that way. It's just a stretching exercise. So we're gonna use, if we're out of the chair, we're gonna use the chair or the wall. So we're at hip width distance apart. You're gonna just cross at the ankle. Try to keep both feet planted. That means softness here in the knees. So I'm gonna face my chair for that. Crossing that ankle. Both my knees are soft here. Now, while I have this chair in front of me, it's my nice support, security. So I'm gonna hinge back into that chair pose. You'll feel that stretch in your glute here. That's most of the point here. You're just stretching back to feel it into the glute, into the hip. Let's find one more breath. Now, as we stretch and lengthen back up, we're gonna keep that crossing. I know it's also a balance situation. The hand that has a leg that's crossed over the top, that same side hand is gonna be on the chair, because the leg that's crossed beneath or behind us is the arm that we're stretching up. You're gonna exhale and just hinge over that way. You can pull that other hip out, so it's more of a C curve here, trying to get my armpit or shoulder to move towards my hip. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring it up and bring it back down. And it's just an exhale, draw back, hinge at the knees and at the hips. Let's inhale, bring it up. Let's uncross the legs, walk it out for a moment. We're simply gonna do same thing on the other side. So hip width distance, cross that front leg, both feet can be grounded, soften those knees, adjust the chair maybe for your support, and exhale, hinge at the knees, hinge the glutes back. This is when you're gonna take a few breaths here. Now we're gonna unhinge, lifting back up. I'm gonna pull that chair a little bit closer here. I'm gonna stay in that same position, but now this leg is crossed over the top. So I'm gonna bring up my other arm that the leg is behind me. That same arm that the leg is behind me, we're gonna find that stretch to the side. And remember, it's about the shoulder, the armpit pulling towards the hip. So more of a C curve, which means you don't have to keep that alignment. You could press that hip out to the side and find that C curve. And let's bring it back up. As we do, bring the hand back down. We're gonna sit it back last time, and it's only for a breath. You're just stretching the glutes back and then lifting back up. All right, we're gonna get ready for our Shavasana pose. So welcome yourself to a chair, to somewhere comfortable, maybe a bed or something for those of us at home, or a couch.
And it's Indiana's name. Oh, the reservation.
Maybe activities.
It's only her birthday, huh? It's nobody else. She's the only one.
Yeah. All right. Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday. WW, wonderful Wednesdays. All right, let's go ahead and find comfort. Here we've got people coming to the ground for some of this. Some of the folks love to come into the easy chairs and relax back, maybe the couch. So you're just finding that space where you can relax into the support beneath or behind you. So I'm sitting in a chair, I'll explain that. You can just let the glutes kind of glide down into that chair. The back is into the chair. And I like to just relax the shoulders and palms face up. Instead of keeping my head stable or trying to keep myself stable here with the head, if you're with me in a chair, you're gonna drop that chin. You're gonna allow it to just relax. You can allow the legs to extend wide, knees to be soft. Whatever feels best for you and most comfortable to relax. Those of us laying back in an easy chair, couch, or even on the ground might have knees bent for support for our low back, or legs up the wall. And then let's all find the chin just below the level of the forehead. So even if we're laid back, try to find the chin just dipping down a little and allowing the forehead to be slightly above that to relax our mind. Here, as you start to relax the body, relaxing the mind, let's take it into our 3-part breath. So how we do our 3-part breath is you're just going to start off with bringing that inhale from the crown of the head through the center of the body, and try to expand into just the pelvis region to start with. And then the exhale, you're just releasing that. Now on the next inhale, I want you to expand into the pelvis region below the navel, and then expand into the midsection from navel to sternum. And then just exhale, release it. Now on the next inhale, let's expand into the hip region, midsection, and now into the chest and shoulders. And then let's exhale, release shoulders, chest, midsection, pelvis. And that is our 3-part breath. So let's start at the bottom, inhale through the pelvis, expanding midsection, expanding chest and shoulders, and exhale, releasing the chest, shoulders, midsection, all the way down into the pelvis. Again, inhale, pelvis, midsection, chest, exhale, chest, midsection, pelvis. Inhale from the bottom up, and exhale from the top down. Last one, inhale from the bottom up, and exhale from the top down. And now just come into a neutral, natural breath for yourself. Maybe it starts off with deeper breaths here, especially right after finishing our 3-part breath. And after a few deep breaths, relaxing a little bit deeper here as we think of the back of the body settling down into the support beneath or behind you. Take a moment to connect here to the back of the body, feeling into the back of the body, noticing the pressure, allowing yourself to be heavy and relaxed. And now as you relax the back of the body, feeling comfortable and secure, let's find our inhales and exhales coming through the front of the body. And as we're into the front of the body, breathing in deeply, we find the expansion of space that moves all the way through the body, all the way through to the outer edges of our body. And as we exhale, we're just relaxing, dissolving inward, expanding out with the breath, spaciousness. And exhale, releasing as you dissolve inward towards the center. Finding those nice breaths of expansion and spaciousness around you. And the exhale, relaxing inward. As you relax here and soften the body and mind, let's move into our Sankalpa or our silent mantra. My body is a safe place to reside in. I belong. My body is a safe place to reside in. I belong. My body is a safe place to reside in. I belong. My body is a safe place to reside in. I belong. Now let's bring our awareness all the way down to the toes, all 10 toes. Relaxing all 10 toes, feeling connected to the soles of the feet, to the top part of the foot, to the heels, the ankles. Relaxing the lower legs. As we connect and relax here, we're moving into the knees with expansion, bringing space into this joint. And as we exhale, feeling gratitude that the knees bend so that we can make steps forward, and gratitude for the feet that walk us through our journey. Relaxing into the upper legs, releasing into both hips, finding connection and breath moving through the legs. And as we connect to the hips, we make our way forward towards the pubis bone. And we relax there for a moment at the pubis bone. Releasing down to the tailbone. Relaxing the tailbone that connects to the sacrum, which is the downward facing triangle of the pelvis. Relaxing the pelvis here as we move towards the back area, towards the low back, where the low back and pelvis meet. Relaxing into the low back, releasing into the mid back. Continuing to relax as we move up through the vertebrae, through the mid-upper back, where we feel the rib cage soften. And now between both shoulder blades, relax. Relaxing the upper back, relaxing the shoulder blades. And now releasing through the space of the neck and the back as we move to the base of the skull. Relaxing here. And maybe even feeling the weight of the head. As we relax, we soften the crown of the head, the ears, the sides of the head. The facial muscles relax as we soften the forehead. We feel an alignment between the crown of the head and the third eye space, between the brows. It also moves us to the center of the mind. The breath expands into the mind and releases and relaxes. The facial muscles continue to relax as you relax the jaw. Softening through the neck space as we come to the base of the neck. Allow this soft energy to move all the way down through your arms to the fingertips. Softening all 10 fingers, relaxing. Connecting to the palm of the hand. Relaxing the back of the hand. Softening wrists. Relaxing forearms and elbows. Relaxing upper arms, both shoulders. And allowing the the clavicles, relaxation, as we feel the chest now rise and fall. Our breath relaxes both sides of the chest, center of the chest. The rib cage softens as we feel the navel rise and fall with our breaths. We might feel the motion of this breath like ocean waves that ebb and flow through the body. As we continue to move back down through our sacral space just below the navel, and all the way back down to our pubis bone and the space between the tailbone and the pubis bone. Pausing here for a moment, center of the body, our root chakra, Muladhara. Just pausing there, noticing our seat, our stability, where we build from our foundation. Here we find strength, structure, and stability. Let's take a few breaths as we bring in strength, structure, and stability. And now, let's take it to the back of the body once again. Guiding your awareness to the back of the body, allow yourself to enter into and inhabit the body that carries you and embodies you, as it carries you through many, many journeys, many chapters of your journey. Carries you through seasons of living and life stages. And here we want to lovingly welcome in the sensations of pain and discomfort. As this is your home, you live in it, you make messes in it, you grow in it. Now allow yourself to normalize this with me as you enter inward, knowing that it may be in need of tender, loving care and possibly of greater repair. Loving yourself. Now staying anchored here with breath, inviting yourself back in at home. Now let's guide ourselves to the left side of the body. Allow yourself to take up space here on the left side of the body. This is your right to belong, your right to take up this space. Your right is to be here, taking up space. Now let's move our awareness to the front of the body, where we bring in abundance and prosperity. Welcoming in abundance and prosperity. Let's welcome this abundant, prosperous life that we're allowed to have as we bring gratitude for this life, gratitude for this body, gratitude for this chapter that we are in and season. Relaxing with a breath as we now travel to the right side of the body. Here we welcome in new beginnings. Allowing yourself to welcome in these new beginnings because you are safe, you are secure, and you can trust this process of this journey. Trusting in the body, trusting in the process as we bring it back to the center of the body, where you feel centered once again. As we reconnect to our center, allowing integration and unification, where you can anchor yourself within. And as we come to that center, let's sink back down to the root chakra. Breathing here as we anchor here, anchoring our breath, anchoring our energy, allowing us to feel that strength, structure, and support. Visualize bringing that in for all aspects of your life. How it feels to feel and be supported, to have that structure, to have that connection from within, building from our foundation. As we take it back to our Sankalpa, our one-pointed resolve. My body is a safe place to reside in. I belong. My body is a safe place to reside in. I belong. My body is a safe place to reside in. I belong. My body is a safe place to reside in. As you anchor, anchoring in, I belong. Now slowly, maybe bringing breath back online, awareness of this connection, awareness of this peace, this relaxation as we bring deeper breaths. And as we bring deeper breaths, we're coming back out to expanding to the outer edges of our body. And as we expand the inhales and we release those exhales, we're starting to bring movement into the fingers, into the toes, into the hands and wrists. And maybe you're starting to bring that movement all the way back to the head and neck. Just taking your time, you can keep the eyes closed a while longer as you bring this movement back. When you're ready to stretch and contract, let's lengthen overhead with a nice stretch. And you're going to exhale, release that stretch. If you happen to be on the ground or in a position, you can bring those knees into chest and give yourself a hug. If not, you're still giving yourself a hug. You're rocking side to side, whether knees are into chest or you're just squeezing here. And as you find one side or the other in your fetal position, take a moment, take a breath, and then maybe open those eyes and press your way back up into our sitting position. Thank you, everybody. Yoga Nidra is complete. Om Shanti Shanti. Thank you, Kathy, Jerry, Richard, Paula, Anna, Connie, Evelyn, and Carrie for coming here, joining. And thank you, Kathy Mansour, if I said that right. Mansour. Hope I got it right. Carla Clark, nice to see you. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week, Monday, Wednesday. We are here. Enjoy drinking water, getting grounded. Enjoy maybe some space outside under a tree. Really enjoy nature. Get out there and be safe. Have a wonderful week.